What I want to focus on today is, what is marketing? Doctors in the injury market, lawyers in the injury market, specialists in the injury market all want to market to get more injury patients. And there's a commonality in the injury market that it's very difficult to market for injury patients. I totally disagree with that. But what you first have to understand, first of all, one of the things that we create in the Smart Injury Doctors program are some of the best injury doctors in the country. And those injury doctors need to be able to get a message out so that patients know that they're there. So that people, because I believe that the best doctors in the injury market, and the best doctors in the injury market are those that can get great results. That's what we want to produce. That's what we're producing in the Smart Injury Doctors program. Doctors that can take back and neck injuries and get great results. They can get fast, effective, efficient, and very cost-effective results with these patients. Now, we get into this idea of marketing, and there's this idea that marketing for injury patients is very difficult. Well, it's not difficult if you understand what marketing is. So there's a lot of books written on marketing. There's a lot of things that could be said about marketing. For this segment, I'm going to make it very, very short, and I'm going to define some terms. I'm going to make it easy to understand what marketing is. Marketing is how you are perceived in the market. So marketing is how you are perceived in the market. A marketing strategy then is a strategy of basically setting up a strategy of how you want to be perceived in the market. In other words, most marketing starts with a survey, and you survey a public to find out what that public wants. And then you supply that want. That's your marketing message, that you can supply what they want and people will buy. That's marketing. So marketing is how you're perceived in the market. Doctors, everything you do with injury work is marketing. From the time that your front desk takes the first call, you're marketing. Everybody that handles your patient in your clinic in somewhat is marketing, because they're providing a perception. It's how you and your clinic are being perceived by the injury patient. That's marketing. That's all marketing. Your documentation is marketing. Your documentation that goes to the insurer is marketing, good or bad. Your documentation that goes to a lawyer is marketing, good or bad. So everything you do is marketing. You have to now decide the marketing strategy is, how do you want to be perceived? So let's also, before I move on to that step, let's just quickly define another thing that a lot of doctors don't understand, is that marketing is how you want to be perceived in your market. Advertising now is what you do to get that message received by a public so that they know you're there. And advertising can be free. All of the social networks are free. Advertising can also cost you a lot of money. But advertising is taking your message, or how you want to be perceived in the market, and now putting it on communication lines so that people can perceive you, whether it's ads, newspaper ads, TV commercials, radio commercials, social network posts, videos on YouTube. That's all advertising. The message that you're relaying is your marketing. So in the injury side of things, one of the things that you want to market today is fast, effective results. And when you look at marketing, each market has a different need. So if you take a look at patients, what do patients want? Well, they want fast, efficient, and very inexpensive care to work very quickly. That's what they want in general, right? So if I'm marketing, or you're marketing injury work to patients, you want to focus on fast, effective results. That's what they want. If you're marketing to attorneys, what do attorneys want? Well, they want excellent documentation. So one of the ways that you market to attorneys is, we don't waste your time with poor documentation. Our Smart Injury Doctors are the best doctors in the country as far as documentation goes, because they understand the simplicity of what everyone in the market needs. So it becomes very, very easy. So if I'm with attorneys, it's very easy to market and say, well, look, we don't waste your time with bad documentation. And trust me, doctors, the majority of documentation in the injury market is pretty bad documentation. Most of the time in the spinal ligament injury market, the ligament injuries aren't even documented. So the severity of the injury is not documented. And that starts a problem for attorneys, that starts a problem for insurers, for adjudicators. It starts a problem all down the line, right? So if I'm a smart injury doctor is marketing to an attorney, one of the things we're gonna say is that we don't waste your time with bad documentation, like the majority of doctors that you probably work with. That's marketing. If I'm marketing out to medical doctors or other providers seeking referrals, I might choose something like, we don't submit patients to any form of excessive care. All the care that we give is the care that the patient needs and no more. That's what we provide. We provide only care that's necessary and to get the condition, the injury stabilized fast, effectively, and then we release the patient. That's what I'm going to be talking about if I'm talking to medical doctors. So all I wanted to do on this short video today is just explain what is marketing. It's how you are perceived in the market. And doctors, the biggest thing that you want to be perceived in this market, in this injury market, are three things. There's three things that you want to do excessively well in this market. You want to be able to diagnose the injuries, the extent of those injuries, and you don't want to miss injuries, right? If you're a doctor of chiropractic, I'm going to tell you one of the things that I recommend that doctors market is that when they're assessing injuries, that they communicate to the market that they only use top medical specialists to interpret their imaging, to get an accurate diagnosis. So one, you don't want to miss the injuries. Two, you want to be exceptionally good at treating those injuries. And three, you want to be exceptionally good at documenting in such a simple way that everyone in the market knows exactly what's going on. That reduces problems for the patient, it reduces problems for the patient's attorney, it reduces problems for the insurer, it reduces problems for everyone in the market. And doctors, because of what I'm talking about in this particular edition, you're marketing. When you're providing everyone with what they need in the market, you're marketing. And that will cause you to actually bring in a lot more injury patients because you are the doctors. If you're the top doctor in your area, you should be seeing as many of the injury patients in your local area as you possibly can. Because those patients, as we've talked about in other editions of this program, are at super high risk for long-term residual complaints. So you want to market, one, you want to set up what is your message, and then two, you want to advertise and promote a lot so that people become very aware that you're here. But the key thing today is marketing is how you're perceived in the market. A marketing strategy is deciding how you want the market to perceive you, and understanding your market is key. And understanding what your market wants, because then you can put forth what the market wants and they will perceive that you have what they want. And that's the simplicity of marketing. That's all marketing is. I hope that clarifies. Like I said, on these shows, it's about very, very quick and to the point on a particular topic. And all I wanted to talk about today was what is marketing? And it does not have to be difficult for injury patients. It really does not. Our smart injury doctors know that, and they know that they have a message that they're readily putting out, and it's very, very easy to do. And that, doctors, is marketing.